welcome back. Thanks for sticking around for part 1 and 2 and 3. 1 was the disassembly, 2 was a little more disassembly, cutting the rear cross member. 4 is going to be putting everything back together a little bit more and working on some of the putting together the rear. There's some problems I ran into. I'll show you guys in the video. I did install the Vertex coilovers instead of the stock spacers that it comes with for the 6-inch lift. The final video, part 5, I'm gonna install the Alcan leaf springs in the rear. Part 5 will also probably include the truth about rough country and how it is not a 6-inch lift, and I'll show you the exact specifications for that. So here's part 4. Stick around for part 5, 6, or something like that, right? All right, so to pick up where I left off, we got everything installed. I did, however, put in the SPC upper control arms, and that was because even though they are cast, it is stronger and you get more adjustability as far as caster, camber, and the adjustability is just way more infinite than I would have gotten with any other type of upper control arm. And with the prices of what they are now, this was the best bet. And the good thing about these guys is that you can actually torque down the whole thing. You can torque down the main upper control arm bolt without having preload or having the vehicle down on the ground itself, and that was a big plus. Their technology far exceeds all the rest of the control arms that are out there. The big problem is with the rough country, the brake lines they give you to not brake lines, the adapter to lower it was still not enough. It was still nearly 2 inches short. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but this brake line is way longer, DOT approved, steel braided. This is from Yoda Mafia, and I also had my local shop fab me up a set, and both of these are way better in my opinion, and this will solve all your problems. This thing can flex as much as you need. I'm gonna zip tie this up later, but being steel braided with bigger tires and the gears, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So I did torque everything down. I just have to finish torquing down the lower mounts underneath here. There, those guys, they go into the spindle. Everything else is torqued down. Set the lower control arm to center, and the front ones are center. The rear, I think I set it at about 45 degrees, so I think that was the recommended. And then I'm gonna take it straight down to the alignment shop and get it done. Just gotta button up the other side, and that should be it for this side, and I can start tackling the rear. Okay, today's project is the Vertex from Rough Country. There's no real instructions, but basically you undo the 2 bolts for the sway bar, sandwich the bracket between the frame and the sway bar mount. Then you pretty much get the 2 worm drive, twist the shock reservoir whichever way you need to route it. I routed mine's this way, and we torque the top and then the bottom. Now the rear is a little more complicated. The rear was actually a pain. So it's gonna come with the brackets, but there's 2, this is the driver's side, there's 2 12 millimeters up here. There goes one. And this is the second one. You might think it's gonna hit, but you can see that there's a gap right there. So basically you undo it. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, so basically this is not the orientation that it goes in. It goes this way. This way. So you see there's two holes here from the factory. And Toyota, I don't know if we can see it, but there's two holes right up there on both sides. These two holes hold the brake, the rear brake hoses. And of course I did put the extended brake hoses. These are from Yoda Mafia, I believe. I think they're like several inches longer, so that's really going to help with the rear suspension articulation. The passenger side, there are no brackets to take off, so you can just use the supplied hardware, just bolt them right up. Now, the main problem that Rough Country is not telling anyone, this is the stock factory rear, the bottom location that the shock is going to mount. I need to cut 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch there. The reason is that, I'll show you, the bottom of the shocks do not fit. I repeat, they do not fit. When I put them on, they're hitting the sides and hitting the bottom. So I have to cut 1/2 inch from where I showed you. Then you can install your rear shock mounts, and that should be it. So hopefully that helps someone. And that's just part of this 6-inch Tacoma project that we're doing here. Okay, so to reference what I said earlier about to fit the Rough Country shocks, I had to cut the stock lower shock mount 1/2 inch. And this is exactly why. Anyway, let me check underneath here. Let's see if it'll focus in right there. If I did not cut, you can see a little 1/2 inch cut right there. If I did not cut it, whoa, focus, no focus, okay. Anyway, this is the reason why it would never have fit, never. Okay, continue with the build. Okay, so for the rear, I jacked up the rear from the hanger of the rear leaf springs, and you just undo one side a little, halfway, and then fully take off the other side. Then you can insert the drop blocks, lift blocks. I then inserted the spacers for the brake lines, and there's the Yoda Mafia steel braided, DOT approved brake lines. Those came out real good. And the shocks, I went with the Vertex. And for what it is, these shocks are really amazing. I just came back, got the truck aligned. The Vertex shocks, to me, for the price, was perfect for what I was trying to do. Road mannerisms are good, very excellent at absorbing low speed, medium speed, and high speed bumps. I did not get a chance to take it off-roading yet. Like I said, this truck is not meant for off-roading. This truck is meant for going to the beach, running on the sand, small little fire road trails, and that's it. As far as ride, I could not be happier with the quality of the ride. This is a truck, not a car. Again, this is a truck, not a car. So if it was a little rough, big deal. I really did not care. If I want to handle good, I'll drive my GTR, which is my next project, dealing with this bad boy. All right, I'll do some other videos of the internals, not internals, but engine bay. Instead of JT, I went with one of those cheap Amazon ones. I'll do a review at 30 bucks. You cannot go wrong. This thing is pretty amazing. I did a power block from Amazon also. And that controls the Rough Country lights. I can't really see it, but there, and the grill, the lights, the roof rack. I'll do a review on all of those, and the hood shocks. All right. We're gonna change out these lights too. I do not like these lights. These lights are horrible, and I'll go into more details later in an individual video. All right. I just got some other little things to button up. Oh, the drive shaft. I will put the spacers in now, but I am not gonna keep that drive shaft. I'm gonna throw it in the trash. I am gonna put a one-piece drive shaft, which is stronger and eliminate any vibrations and all those other things that people complain about. As far as the blocks, the Toyota springs are horrible. I do use my truck for work, so ordered a set of the Alcan leaf springs. If you guys do decide to go with that route, I highly suggest going with Alcan. Just their customer service, the knowledge, and how they treat you is just unbelievable. And yeah, so they hooked me up. I'm going with about 200 to 300 pounds over on the springs, and they're gonna adjust for the lift that's on here. And that's the next video as soon as those springs get here, maybe another week or two. And that's all thanks to good old almost said the C word, Cove. All right, see you guys.